And I'm back with another one. Y'all already know what's going on. It's your boy Daz, and this my journal. If you new here, like, comment, and subscribe. If you've been rocking with me for a while, I appreciate you, and keep rocking with me because I'm gonna keep giving y'all game on an everyday basis. What I want to talk about today is everybody is going through something. Everybody got a sad story. The best part of a sad story, though, is the glory. What I mean by that is like, just because you went through things in life, that don't mean that you got to turn into a bad person. Or that don't mean that you got to start soaking and saying, oh, I went through this and I went through that, so I can't do this or I can't do. No. Everybody has a sad story. So don't let life break you down to the point where you feel like you can't do nothing. Let me tell you, if you've been watching my journey, you know I've been going through a lot. And if you haven't, if you're new here, just go back and watch some of the old videos. You're going to see what I went through because I've been documenting it all. Life is a journey for real. Matter of fact, let me say this. Nipsey Hussle said this, and I really believe this full my heart now. Life is a marathon. A lot of people think life is a race because we tend to look at the person that's next to us or our peers and see what they doing with their life and start to compare our life to theirs. When God have a whole different trajectory on our life than their life. Some people get a head start because in the end, I don't even want to say that. Some people is like, get held back for God to pull a string and let you go far. Let you go real fast. Because sometimes he wants you to learn lessons before he puts you where he want to put you in life. And I had to realize that. Like growing up, I was really naive. I used to let people run all over me. I used to just do a lot of things. And I feel like for the last couple of years, since I've been really just giving all my faith to God and being with God and things of that nature, he just been putting me through a lot of tests. But every time I feel like I'm about to break, he will give me, not give me something, he will put something in my life to let me know that he's walking with me. So I say all that to say this, don't feel like your burden is the heaviest. A lot of time we like to feel like our burden is the heaviest. And I used to be the same way too. And I'm not saying to compare yourself to anybody else's story, but you ever heard somebody ever came to you and told you their story before and you and their story is terrible, but it's like a bad story and they still striving and going through it? And then you start looking back at your story. You what I'm going through ain't shit compared to what they going through, and I'm over here crying and not believing and ready to give up. No, God did not make us soft. God did not make us to want to give up after every challenge or every battle. A lot of times, what I learned too is, the battles usually are things to sharpen us up, to make us better for our future. I went through a lot of betrayal. I went through a lot of people crossing me. I went through just a lot of heartbreak. And I realized that God was doing that to let me know that I was giving my heart to the wrong people and to learn how to pick up discernment. To learn how to read through people's actions and get away from certain situations before it harmed me. So I realized to just trust God through any situation. Any situation that I'm going through, I learned to trust God because I was speaking about the book of Job earlier, right? And in the book of Job, right? If you don't read the Bible, I think you should pick up the Bible because I don't know if this is what it means, but this is a great description for it. Basic instructions before leaving earth. So I think you should pick up the Bible. And if you're going through a storm right now in your life, go read the book of Job. Go read the book of Job. 'Cause what the book of Job taught me is that we are human. So of course sometimes we're going to look at God and be like, God, you don't love me, or God, what is going on, and this, that, and the third. And God will show you that he's there for you. Let me break down the book of Job now so you get a little understanding. So before you read it, you know what you're getting into. Or you can just have an understanding so you can just take that with you for the rest of your day. Job was very rich, one of the wealthiest men in his time, right? Had cattle, had a big family, had a beautiful wife, had everything he wanted. And Job used to be a person that prayed after everything. If his kids threw a party, he would pray after the party, give a burnt offering to God after the party, because he like, yo, I don't know what my kids have done, but if they sinned, I want you to forgive them for their sin. That's how much he prayed. You know what I'm saying? And one day the devil came to God and was like, he only obey you and worship you so much because he has so much. Like, you gave him so much. So God was like, what? Okay. If you think that, take it all from him. And when I say the devil took everything, the devil took everything from him. The devil took his kids, all of his kids too. All of his land. He took everything. Everything. Job was left with nothing but his wife, right? So now he still was praying on, still had faith, still was praying, still had major faith in God. Because he's like, God, I don't know what's going on, but you do. And I believe in you. So I'm going to keep having faith. So the devil came back to God and was like, oh, devil came back to God and was like, oh, he only have so much faith in you because he still have health. You didn't strike him ill. He not ill stricken or whatever. So God was like, all right, do whatever to him, but don't kill him, and don't give him nothing don't do nothing that's going to like make him like he can't walk or he can't think straight. Pardon me, y'all. Like, he can't walk or he can't think straight and things of that matter. But you can give him any sickness, whatever. So he gave him a sickness where he was like bumps was coming all over his body, and they was like real sore bumps. So Job had to go lay in. He had to go in the ash. He had to go in the ash and rub it on his skin because that's the only thing probably soothing him at the time. So he laying in ash, and he he looked dirty or whatever the situation may be. So his friends come and looking at him like, what did you do? Like, what bad did you do in your life? And Job like, nothing. I didn't do no bad. I worship God still to this day. And his wife is like, oh, curse God, because he would never do this thing to you. You worship him so much, and he still, do bad to you. Woo, woo. And Job like, no, I won't curse God. But we are all human, and I don't think it's a breaking point. I think it's a point where God is like, it's like a cry to God. I feel like he was crying to God. And he was like, God, I don't know what's going on in my life. I love you. I praise you so much, but you don't even, like, you took everything from me. Why are you doing this to me? Why? Kept asking like, why? Story less long, God came to Job and was like, do you know how to separate the seas? Do you know how to count the stars in the sky? Things of that nature. Like, he was asking Job questions that Job could not answer. Only God can answer them questions. Right? So Job was like, nah, I can't. So Job was just like stuck, like, damn. This whole time I'm over here cursing God and asking God why, when he got when he's the head of all head, like he's the master of all masters. He is God. Right? So, long story less long, when God seen that he was faithful still, God blessed him with 10 times more than what he had. God blessed him in tenfold. And that's like the story of God. When God blesses you, or when the devil try to take anything from you, when God bless you back with it, he gonna bless you back with it in tenfold. Because God is a God of multiplication. Remember that. God is a God of multiplication. So I say that story to tell you this, that we all go through weather. We all gonna weather some type of storm in our life, especially if you believe and have faith in God. Like, I done went through some of the most unimaginable stories, but I always made it through. And I'm realizing. Don't get me wrong, I'm human, so it'll be times where I do want to break, and I'd be like, God, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. God, why are you doing this to me? And I swear, I always would hear like a voice would be like, just hold it down, just wait. And sometimes I'll try to play God in my life and try to rush things, and it won't go the way, it won't go good. So now I'm learning just more and more to just like believe in God in any situation that I'm going through. Any situation that I'm going through, just believe in God, because He will get me to where He got me, where He promised for me. You know? And that all lead back to, everybody got a sad story. Don't let your sad story break you down and make you lose faith and make you lose your will in yourself. Everybody's going through something, no matter who they are. Everybody is going through something. Stop thinking that your burden is the heaviest, and just have faith in God and keep trucking forward. Keep trucking, keep moving forward. And with all that being said, man, go read the book of Job if you're losing faith, or if you're going through a tough time right now, go read the book of Job. It's your boy Daz. Don't let all your burdens drag you all the way down to the ground. And believe in God. With that, I'm out of here. Peace.